Welcome to the Monster Hunter Podcast Show. It's episode 55 and it's September 13th, 2011. Hi and welcome to the Monster Hunter Podcast. I'm Christian from Game Design Scrapbook and SocialDissonance.com.
Hey everyone, this is Shepard from the only SocialDissonance.com.
Yay!
Hello, this is Noxella, also from SocialDissonance.com, and I am Pumpkin King of the Ghosts.
Yeah!
You look scary.
Seriously?
This isn't October yet, Noxella, although I guess they are selling the costumes. Did you get that costume early?
Yes, I got it.
Custom made?
Wow.
Has it been altered? Does it fit well?
It fits well.
Looks like it fits pretty well.
Let's go trick-or-treating on this Narako Cougar here.
I was trying to get his hair. Come on, can I... Just one little... Just a little... For old time's sake.
Give him the quest.
What?
Okay. So, hey, I guess people can probably tell a slight difference in quality? Possibly?
Maybe. It's because I'm back. Oh, you mean visual? Yeah. I guess. Yeah. We're using this.
Look, let's not pull any punches. Certainly, the quality of hosting has improved at least by 5 or 6 times.
Oh, you're just...
Especially the end.
No. Oh yeah. We haven't gotten to the ending yet, but let's just say, yeah, much better. Much.
I actually liked your endings. The idea is to have these very, very bad puns.
You know,
I think you're doing it.
I guess you got to have a really great accent to actually pull that off, because whenever I do it, people just hate me.
You're just so hard on yourself.
It's okay. I mean, the reckless hate is kind of something I've gotten used to.
Oh gosh. Okay, so you are using a brand new version of Monster Hunter right now.
Correct.
Tell us something about it. We want to hear every single detail.
I'm using a PlayStation 3 controller. I am playing it natively on my HD TV. It has a very bizarre format for Ad Hoc Party, which people just see. I just pulled it up on the screen now. I'm gonna put it away because they don't really want to see it. It's just, it exists. It's
wow, that's a great game review right there. It exists.
Hey, you can't argue with it.
I guess. Yeah.
Probably the best part about it is really just the fact that because we've been running the podcast in 720p for quite a while now, it'll actually be in 720p rather than me just upscaling the very poor quality of the PSP resolution.
But we've been talking about this, before the podcast started, and it sounds to me like you're not quite as you're a little bit disappointed about the thing.
Well, I'm not sure if disappointed is the right term. I'm happy. I mean, this is exactly what I thought that the PSP HD version would be, or at least all I wanted from it. But I think if the game were to be released in the West, right now, in this exact form, I think it would be hard for a lot of people to get used to, if only because this Ad Hoc Party thing, I'm going to pull it up again, once you've joined a room, I mean, you're committed.
Yeah.
You cannot, if you're the sort of person that likes to hop around rooms a lot of time, you're not playing with friends, it's going to be really hard to get into the game, if only because every time you want to switch rooms, you got to completely quit out and go back again.
Oh wow!
And that's difficult. That can be difficult for people.
Yeah, that sounds a little bit cumbersome. And Ad Hoc Party wasn't really known for being, very user friendly anyway. So it seems like they haven't really learned from the mistakes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Noxella. It seems as if they actually were working on making it even more cumbersome, as bizarre as that seems.
That's a little bit disappointing indeed. And of course, there's this one thing which I must imagine. I haven't seen it yet. I see on just the one video that you uploaded at this point. But it is a PSP game. It's not a PS3 game.
Right. I mean, this is not like if you're looking for a PSP resolution game, this is the wrong. This is not what you're looking for.
Yeah. So the models are a little bit blocky still, and
No. I think the models are actually fine. The only issue is that the some of the ground textures aren't as great as I'd want to see them. Like the textures aren't uniformly upscaled. You can tell some things had a really great master, and other things not so much.
Okay, yeah.
So I think like the monsters, they did a really great job of really improving the monsters' textures and all that. But I think like for the ground and for certain like background objects, not nearly as much.
That's a pity indeed. Well, maybe they were like that all the time, but you just couldn't tell because it was the PSP, and then.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is that they took a PSP game and then they ran it through an upscaler to get it to the correct resolution, or they just changed the models, something along those lines. And then, as you can probably tell us in better detail, Christian, when you're working with a low resolution, you're still dealing with textures in a much higher resolution. And so they probably already had like a wealth of much better things to work with.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
But even still, there are certain things like the pants of like the starting armor aren't quite as detailed as I think they should be. Like they're kind of blocky. Like the resolution isn't quite as awesome as I think as it could be.
Well, yeah, because the textures weren't made to be. When they created the textures, they weren't thinking about releasing it in that high resolution. They thought,
right, and you know what? That is a great point. Maybe we could go through and determine all of the old Wii textures maybe are in better quality than the PSP.
Maybe that's a good point. Actually, maybe some of the textures are way back from the Wii times, and they were just just taken from the Wii version, and some of them were created for the PSP version. That could be very well. Sounds interesting. Well, that's pretty much what I have been expecting from this HD remix. I am a little bit disappointing that ad hoc parties thing is a little bit cumbersome. That's something that we've been struggling with ad hoc party a lot, so that's a bit disheartening to hear. But I'm certainly eager to check it out myself, because just being able to control it with a DualShock controller is a big deal, I think.
Yeah, and if you have an HD TV, I mean, it really does look leagues better than the PSP version.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, this is still the definitive version of Monster Hunter Portable 3rd.
Until...
Well, are we going to do rampant speculation?
No, well, the thing is, it's almost like 3 weeks ago now, but I have been there at Gamescom.
Yes.
As you might remember, I actually posted a little bit on Facebook about it. And I've been checking out some of the newest stuff there. And one of the things I checked out was the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, how was that? I'm really curious to see how the controls feel compared to the PSP.
Oh wow, I really liked the Vita. I think it left a really great impression. I was just able to play the hardware, of course. There was no Monster Hunter or anything, so I couldn't check out this. And there were even no really games where you could play DualShock controllers and stuff like that. The only thing I played was this like jump and run game by the independent developer who made Everyday Shooter. Jonathan Mack is his name, and he has one of the release titles. It's called Soundscapes or Sound Bites, something with sound. It's a very cool, like minimalistic, like very stylish platformer thing. So the thing is about the PlayStation Vita, it is pretty much an upgrade of the PlayStation Portable. It's a bigger, beefier PlayStation Portable, and it feels more like a more polished, more luxurious, I would say, or high-tech version of a PSP.
Okay.
So it's there's like a metal frame all going all around it, and there's this hard plastic, like shiny plastic and everything. It feels like a very premium piece of hardware. There is a great screen. I was a little bit disappointed about the screen because I was expecting such a great thing, when I saw the screen.
They were saying the organic LED is like the best thing ever to be created.
And I was expecting like to get my mind blown. And it is a great screen. It's wonderful, but it's not something I haven't seen before, quality-wise. There is not like a huge jump to what you've seen already, like on a, I don't know, iPhone 4 or something. But
right, like if you're using like a technological analysis, like a robot to analyze the colors, it might say, "Oh wow, that's a lot better."
Yeah.
But to the human eye, it's just the next thing.
Maybe I haven't played the right games yet. I don't know.
That's possible.
But it is a very, very high resolution screen, so maybe comparable to iPhone 4. So like Retina display, I guess. Maybe it's a little bit lower. Oh wow, you captured him. Great. Hey.
Right.
The green Narca Cougar. We haven't even, we haven't even talked about what kind of monster we're fighting there.
Oh, it's too late now.
It's too late.
Don't cry for Green Narga. So how was it having the second analog? There is a second analog,
yes,
correct?
there are 2 analog sticks, and they are actually sticks. They are not like sliding pads.
Ooh, so like they're raised just a tiny bit?
Yes, they raised a tiny bit above the surface, and they actually tilt. They don't just move around like the PSP.
I like that.
I really like that. They seemed a little bit fragile. They're like very tiny, and it seems like there's like very tiny mechanism inside because the entire thing is very, very flat. So I don't know if they will hold up, but I trust Sony, and they normally create like very sturdy hardware. You don't think so?
Well, I mean, go through 800 hours of Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. Come back to me.
I guess. So I don't know.
But I mean, I think the next iteration they'll try and solve the problems of the previous.
Yeah,
generation.
I don't know if this is something. It seemed a little bit problematic maybe from this point. I haven't used any touchscreen stuff yet, so I can't comment on this. There just was no software to test it.
Okay.
One thing that shocked me, and again, I am not really sure what this means. The device I had in my hands was super light. It was not much heavier than a PSP. It's difficult to compare these devices, but it wasn't really heavy or anything, even though it's bigger.
I'm holding a PSP Slim in my hand right now, and it feels pretty light.
Yeah, and I was asking if I was actually surprised by it because it didn't seem like it would be that light. So I was asking the people who showed me this if the battery was inside.
Ooh, and what did they say?
They said it was inside, but I'm not really sure if they knew what they were talking about because
Wires.
Yeah, it was wired. So of course, because they can't replace the battery or recharge, in between. So it was like there was like a huge chunky like a security lock so nobody steals it and stuff like that.
Right.
And there was like some kind of power cable running through it as well. I don't know, but it was very light. It was very flat, but it huge surface and stuff like that. It felt really good. I was really I will definitely get one when it comes out.
Hello, and welcome to Monster Hunter University Lesson 4, Longswords. Today, we will demonstrate how to position yourself to maximize the damage potential of your team. The longsword is a weapon with great mobility, range, and speed. While all of these factor into a well-balanced weapon, it also has the tendency to lead to over-aggressive players. Such players have failed the university and have been branded Long Sword Larrys. In an effort to reduce their number, let's go over the longsword basics. The central component of the longsword is the ability to build up increasing degrees of power in your sword by increasing a spirit gauge. Get your spirit gauge high, and keeping it there is the key to maximizing your damage. However, caution must be executed when playing in a group. The spirit gauge goes up a level every time the finishing attack of your spirit combo lands on a monster. In some instances, you may find it easier to build up your gauge on minions in the area first. The increase in damage is as follows. The white level increases damage by about 2.5%. Yellow increases damage by about 5%. And finally, red increases damage by about 18%. The damage increased is weighted most in the spirit combo once you reach the red level of sharpness, which has a time limit of 3 minutes. Afterwards, your sword will return to the normal spirit level. The basis of this lesson is not overall damage, however, but positioning. Depending on the weapon choices of your teammates, many of your attacks from your spirit combo can and will reach them if you are not careful. Unless they are already engaged in an attack that prevents knockdown, such as the spirit combo from another longsword user, they will be tripped during your combo. This reduces the overall damage of your team, as more often than not, 2 weaker attacks from 2 players will end up doing more damage than 1 single strong attack from 1 player. As such, position yourself to face away from your teammates, and instead focus on parts of the body your teammates aren't aiming for. For instance, if you're a longsword user, you should be aiming for the tail first, followed by the legs if the head and other parts of the body are being occupied. The longsword attacks quickly. Pairing it with the proper elemental attribute will go a long way towards increasing your damage potential. In the end, focus most on keeping your spirit gauge high, but without disrupting your teammates. An 18% boost is not worth failing out of the Monster Hunter University. Okay, so the last time we were talking, which is about 3 seconds ago, rampant speculation about the PlayStation Vita, right?
Vita.
Vita.
La vida loca.
So, I mean, at least this current week that we're recording, maybe there will be new news, because I think Tokyo Game Show will have been over by the time the 13th happens, right?
OMG.
I think so.
By the time that happens, there may have been a Monster Hunter related announcement. And let's predict the future now and say there was probably an announcement for a new Monster Hunter game.
You mean Monster Hunter 3rd G?
Yes.
And you know what I think? They will announce something with Vita.
There
Yeah,
are
you know what?
18 unannounced launch titles right now. Something like that.
Oh, wow.
Now, here's the main thing to discuss, because the fact is, as long as this sun continues to be the center of like our little solar system,
Yeah.
and Japan still exists, there will be new Monster Hunter games, right?
You think so?
Yeah, let's just throw that out there. That's a guarantee.
What if the zombie apocalypse happens?
Does Japan still exist?
I don't know. Japan can still exist, but it could be like in a state of emergency.
Is there? Do these zombies, are they Japanese, and do they have Japanese gaming habits?
Okay, no, maybe not zombies, but what about if everybody gets turned into a giant crab?
Oh, no problem. There
Okay.
will still be Monster Hunter being
They
created
can
and
use
released.
the claw.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's perfect.
Wonderful.
What an amazing fit, Christian. You're a genius, man.
I know.
How come you aren't working for Capcom?
Ah, I visited Capcom. I got into the Capcom booth.
Oh my.
Like not the real Capcom booth, no, not the show floor, but Capcom booth. But I went to the backstage Capcom booth. There was like a business center thing going on Gamescom, and I had the right tickets to get in there. And I actually visited Snow from Unity Forums there.
Did you guys have a fun time together?
Oh man, Snow is so great. and he was just he seemed a little bit jet lagged.
I'm sure he was like exhausted because it's like about a 12-hour time difference.
Yeah. It was
maybe 13.
And it was his first time in Germany too, and stuff like that. So he was doing something with Street Fighter there, and there was actually nothing Monster Hunter either. So that was a little bit disappointment. But I met a couple of people from Capcom, and yeah, they were very nice. They were very supportive of our stuff.
Ooh,
yes,
that's good. So back to our rampant speculation.
Yeah.
I guess the thing is we don't know whether there's going to be a Monster Hunter for the Vita or the 3DS, right? Or both. It's possible that there's both.
I would put my money in a Vita jar.
Oh, of course, absolutely. But I mean, there's so many unofficial rumors considering the 3DS. It's hard to say otherwise because at least the iPad has proven that there are some, Capcom's willing to develop for consoles that aren't necessarily standard consoles. The only issue, of course, is that at least as of recently, basically every developer has pulled out of 3DS development, right?
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, there were a lot of games that were announced, and there's a lot of people upset at Capcom for like pulling out the Mega Man Legends. But the fact is they were not the only ones to cancel a game.
No, but Mega Man, it's Mega Man, man.
I agree. I mean, what the heck?
On the other hand, Mega Man has been doing this Sonic for recent years a little bit, don't you think?
I mean, I like all the ones for the Game Boy Advance, and the retro ones look fun. Although I haven't played those.
Yeah, the retro ones I really liked as well. I don't know. There's just so many Mega Man titles,
Why is there so many Mega Man?
Mega Man!
Can't
why
we just be normal for once? Why do I gotta be Mega all the time? It's so much pressure on my back.
Okay. Well, it's kind of sad to see that the franchise is kind of discontinued right now. I'm pretty sure this is going to come back at some point, and it's going to be awesome. But yeah, so Monster Hunter will be probably out on the Vita, maybe on something other as well. Let's see. That sounds certainly that's something that's in the realm of the possibility.
Yeah, I mean, here's the hard part though. This is the worst part as it relates to the Monster Hunter podcast, in that neither the 3DS nor the Vita are going to have video out options.
Well, maybe the Vita will have something because
in a press announcement they said it would not.
Well, the thing is that after this Wii U thing, they are kind of challenged to do something, TV and Vita connectivity stuff. You know what I mean?
Sure, I hear it.
And
look, and I hope they do. I mean, it can't be that hard. I mean, look, they did it for the PSP.
Yeah. So maybe
it's not like the tech doesn't exist.
I think if there's something like this exists, it won't be over a cable anymore. Maybe. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, so like you will just have like a firmware upgrade, and it will like connect with it to your PS3, and then you can stream the Vita images on your TV through the PS3 or something like that.
That would be. I'm not sure if the PSP has the bandwidth to do that.
Well,
maybe over USB.
That certainly doesn't have the bandwidth.
I don't know.
I have no clue. I'm not technologically. Maybe I'm just talking out of my.
No! Oh, come on!
Oh, did I just say that? Way to bring the podcast to a grinding halt.
I really did.
How about a question to bring us back?
That sounds great. Go ahead, man.
Okay, this question is from Formspring, and it asked, "Hey Shepard, would you name your child Cha Cha?"
It's not. It's the possibility is not 0%. There's a chance. Let's just say if I adopted a child, yeah, no problem. That'd be Cha Cha easily. Biological child? Yeah, probably that too.
I don't know. The test is always, and I'm using Simpsons as an example on how to deal with everyday decisions. And I remember this one Simpsons episode when they were deciding on how to name Bart.
Okay.
And
what was the criteria?
the criterion is that it doesn't rhyme with anything, so he can't be like bullied in school.
What does cha-cha rhyme with?
I don't know. It sounds something like something that could be easily used as
Bra?
Mama?
cha-cha.
Mama?
It sounds like a dance, cha-cha.
I wish cha-cha was my mother. I mean, I love my mother, but she wasn't cha-cha.
What?
Look, sometimes I would eat toadstools and get poisoned, and she wouldn't do a little dance and cure me of that poison. Whoa, hey,
What?
high definition kicking. Why are you so powerful? Oh no, knock it off, man.
High definition kicking. Why you powerful?
Oh, yeah. If you didn't know, Christian, the new tradition is just to brutally abuse me after.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Quest.
I'm totally out of the loop, man. You have to bring me up to date.
At least he's leaving me alone. Oh no.
So actually, to make sure everybody understands, we are playing with 2 PSPs, and you are the only one who's playing the HD version, right?
Correct.
Oh man, this is crazy.
Well, I mean, as of today, packages have been sent by the real September 13th. I would assume Noxella will definitely have his. You'll probably have yours. It kind of just depends on the postal times.
Yeah. Well, the German post is very, very good, I must admit.
Well, I would assume it would be efficient.
Go back into customs.
Yeah.
It's
Hey, the weird booby guy again.
Oh man.
Hey there, weird booby guy. What, you got another booby game? The last one wasn't good enough? Oh, now you need Genoga boobies?
I need thunder bugs.
Ooh.
Mega thunder bugs. But not everything in Germany is efficient. The German railway is horrible.
It probably wasn't built by Germans.
It is very German, and it's horrible. It's because it's like state thing, and so there is no competition to them. It's just monopoly, and they're really, really expensive and really horrible.
Cold shoulder, I'm a minion to the core. Gaia drones, little soldier, so you think you can take on my boss. I spit ice in your face and try to even the odds. We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame. We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame. In gray here, you can kill me with one shot, but I'ma hit you back and your body's gonna flop. And drone's my man, I'm his #1 assist. When your great sword charging, I'ma hit you with paralysis. We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame. We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame.
With lots of prey, I'm the pain of the bunch. Try and mess with me and I'll eat you up for lunch. Look at me now, I whip my tail back and forth. What's the matter, man? You look really annoyed.
We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame. We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame.
I pray, yeah, I can spit out venom. Better watch your back or I'll melt your denim. Hit you with the poison blast. Better use an antidote than bring one too bad.
We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame. We're the minions, we're gonna mess up your game when you least expect. We'll attack with no shame.
Take us home, Jackie. Remember, help control the pet population. Have your feline spayed or neutered.
Word to your village elder.
All right, so now that we've effectively scarred and traumatized just about every single person that listens to Late Night.
Yes. That was a nice little rant we went off there. I liked it.
Noxella, we're waiting for you, right?
What?
Are you in?
Oh no.
Let us go on yet another quest. Let us embark.
Look,
Brave
the
hunters.
viewers at home may not realize that this isn't so much a podcast. It is we're going to get Christian up to HR6, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. We're grinding right there.
This is what's happening.
We're freak dancing.
Yeah.
What?
You'll take what we give you. Ooh, freak dancing.
Yeah, we're grinding, you know.
Oh,
How about a question?
Yes. About freak dancing. I can tell you anything.
No.
yeah.
No.
It's got to involve.
No.
Okay.
I'll
No.
stop.
Tell it.
Okay, so this question is from Formspring as well. And the person asks, you guys talk about how each Monster Hunter game has a sort of season that comes along with it. And do you think that any Monster Hunter games take place during different eras? Or if there's any sort of chronological order to the Monster Hunter series?
Ooh.
This is such a good question because I think I know the answer to it, but I'm going to let Christian answer it first because I want to hear his answer.
Oh, you know the answer?
I actually know a fairly definitive answer to this, but I'm going to leave it alone.
I have no idea whatsoever, but it sounds like a fascinating question.
Okay, so it is entirely possible that shorter intervals of time take place between the games. But as far as I know, this all takes place in one rather large world, right? That is separated pretty vastly geographically speaking. Like, imagine where the Black Fatalis is in Monster Hunter 1 and subsequent games. Castle Shrade or Shra? That's actually a place. And here's the bizarre thing. And actually, if you want much more information about this, go to mhf3.com. It's Bobo Fango's site. He actually has translations he wrote himself from some guides he has discussing this. And that is actually a castle that was abandoned after a war between a king and various people. And since then, the Black Fatalis has moved in and made sure that absolutely nobody is ever going to go back. And really, the whole interesting thing about this is that you never really think about Monster Hunter, or at least I never think about Monster Hunter as being a place that like people actually live in as like a real world. Because they don't really show that too often. I mean, you see people in a village, and it seems like the only purpose people actually have is to hunt monsters, right?
It's like Pokemon.
Yeah, like we are here because we hunt monsters because that's what we do.
Yeah.
But in reality, based on these books that Bobo Fango has, the purpose, people lead actual lives. People actually go about, do more intense trading of things, actual economic development, actual social and political involvement, and things like that. Like they actually have times between hunting monsters to do other things as well.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the original question, does it take place over a series of time? Well, possibly, but probably not as much as you would think. Like, there were rumors when Monster Hunter Portable 3rd came out that it was going to take place in a different time because it looked like that was a time that was really old, right? Like more of a classical era. But it's really just a different part of the country.
Okay. Yeah, that
Kind of continent.
Yeah, that's something I can totally understand. Like, it seems much more specifically Japanese.
Right. And that is part of the mythos is that there's this is a big continent, and if you beat Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, not too many spoilers, you get to see a little bit more of maybe kind of like what the whole world looks like.
Oh, wow.
They give you a little bit of an idea that everything really is kind of connected together.
Okay.
And also, I think it's between Freedom 1 and Freedom 2 / Freedom Unite. There's that one sword and shield in Freedom 1 that's kind of like the Sword in the Stone.
Yes.
And that one's like a legendary sword of the village. And then in Freedom Unite, there's a sort of replica.
So I mean, at that point, some time has passed, and they decided, hey, that sword was so awesome, we got to make more.
Oh, there's also one thing. Like their Undertaker in Try looks a little bit like one of the gun lances in Freedom Unite. I'm not really sure, or probably third. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's like this one gun lens that rotates and it totally looks like an Undertaker.
Yeah.
So I mean, time does pass, but I don't think it's like I'm not sure whether people are thinking that it's like passing over hundreds of years or just like thousands of years. Probably not as much as they're thinking.
What always fascinates me is that there are these subtle hints that this is a world with lots of history.
Oops, sorry.
Because
Yes.
at first sight it looks a little bit dinosaurs, maybe like a little bit more advanced. That's maybe some caveman style, or maybe a little more advanced, like But it's certainly it's a world that's seen a lot of history and a lot of myths and civilizations that went under and can be rediscovered and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
we can say for certain that in Monster Hunter Tri, there was an ancient civilization that existed in Moga Village
Yeah.
before the player started, before
Yeah.
they built that raft over whatever it was that used to exist below it.
And then there's also the rust and ancient shard weapons.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm not sure. I mean, do those rusted and ancient shard weapons go back to the original Monster Hunter timeline? I don't know. I mean, maybe it's kind of like Zelda, in which we know everything is related, but we just don't know how long it is between iterations.
Yeah, and it's pretty much also like a very popular thing to do in Japan. You take one certain story, one certain world, and just create like this Gaiden. That's always the name that they say, like sub stories in the same world that maybe exist parallel but don't really have a continuity between them. And that's I think what Zelda is. It's like if you really put lots of effort to it, you could be maybe able to put everything into a chronological thing, but it's not meant to be received that way.
That's for the really serious nerds.
Yeah. It's
There are some things that are like sequels to one another.
Yeah, like the cell shaded Zeldas are a little bit sequel-ish.
Like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But
overall, you don't necessarily want to take them as a chronological sort of series.
you know what always super confuses me?
What?
Metroid.
Ooh.
Because
I don't think they even know. I think they had a timeline, and some dude went off on his own and like, what did you do that for?
Yeah, and it's like really crazy because it jumps all the like newer, like older consoles have like newer parts of the story, and it's like what like I think the Game Boy part is like very one of the most recent things that happened. It was really confusing.
Yeah.
The Super Nintendo one may be the latest in the series.
Maybe no, it's not the latest.
Metroid Prime.
I think it's Metroid Fusion.
Fusion is the very latest one you can get.
Yeah.
Yes. That's where Samus goes and says "screw you" to the.
Screw you guys!
Done with
Just
this.
like that.
I'm done with this. I'm gonna be a dancer.
Just want to dance. I'm done with all you chozo. I'm not a bird. I'm a person.
Sing, ladies. Oh, sing, ladies.
Anyways, you know what I also played at Gamescom?
What is that?
Dragon's Dogma.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was on a Capcom show floor. It was possibly the most Monster Hunter-ish stuff they had there. So I was really curious to check it out to see, how much does it really relate to Monster Hunter. And I'm happy to announce that it is not related to Monster Hunter at all. It is not a Monster Hunter game. It is. It kind of there were two levels. One of the levels was a fight against a griffin, I guess. And it kind of felt Monster Hunter-ish in that you were fighting a huge monster and it was like this epic battle. And also you had like a team of people. That was also a little Monster Hunter-ish. It had like a feeling maybe of Monster Hunter, right? Oh, yay, we did it. But it was very different from Monster Hunter in that it didn't seem like it had the depth of combat of Monster Hunter, if you know what I mean. So
the attacks and everything move out a lot faster. In fact, I heard somebody say that they thought some of the moves were similar to what you could do in Devil May Cry.
Maybe.
And they said there's like this attack you could do with the sword, you jump up in the air and then do like a slam down. They thought it was a little Devil May Cry-ish.
I haven't played Devil May Cry, so I can't tell. It felt a little bit button mash-ery.
Okay, so that would be very Devil May Cry-like.
Yeah, so you just push buttons very, very fast, and then attacks are coming out. It didn't seem to me like it was important to figure out what what kind of attack the monster is going to do next, for example. It was just, everybody's just... Well, maybe it was this particular level, but everybody's got into like a huge heap over the monster and we're just, bashing on it.
Palm slamming the controller.
Yeah, really, seriously. But I really liked like the little details, like you had to you could grab onto the monster like in Shadow of the Colossus.
Good.
I really liked that detail. Later on, there was also, and that was completely unlike Monster Hunter, there was a level where you could go into a dungeon.
Well, I like dungeons.
I like dungeons as well, but it's totally different from the Monster Hunter experience. It felt to me, maybe this is just, maybe it was just the impression from the demo, maybe it's totally wrong, but it felt to me like a, let me see, like a Demon Souls Monster Hunter-ish game.
Demon Soul May Cry?
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going.
How do you like that portmanteau there, YouTube? You like it? Take it.
So for people who kind of who are attracted to the idea of Monster Hunter and Demon Souls, but are kind of scared away by the difficulty or the complexity of the combat system and everything, and like a more accessible version for those people.
Baby's first Monster Hunter.
Maybe.
Wise Teachings, according to K.O. Han.
It was a crisp spring morning in Moga Woods, and I thought it'd be a prime time to go out hunting after us for freshly cut raw meat. Perfect for some well-done steaks. So I took my greatsword out to the fields and started hunting down some of the herbivores. They died as soon as my weapon made contact with them. I crossed over to a trio of Alteras and picked up some choice mushrooms. I stuffed the meat with the mushrooms and seasoned it with herbs and hot pepper. After gathering all 10 raw steaks and seasoning each of them, I set up my barbecue spit and began to cook the delicious meat. Unfortunately, I burnt every single one of them. Feeling dejected, I went in search for more Aptonoth, but much to my surprise, they were all already dead. There was the form of a man, darting between each of them at lightning speed. All I could see was a blur, and from nowhere a barbecue spit appeared. It was so enormous that it filled the entire arena, and on it, the blur put a piece of meat, as big as Giant Devil Joe, and turned it a few times. Then he took a quick bite and said, "Medium rare, just how I like it."
Okay, we are back and we are doing yet another wonderful quest, and and Shepard is totally drunk right now.
I am not. How dare you?
Of course you are.
A role model.
You ate too many pretzels.
I am drunk off of those pretzels. They are so good.
Pretzel
To make it up for your rude behavior, you have to answer a question.
Yes.
You know what? That was rude. Yes, please punish me.
Okie dokie. So this question is from Anonymous, and he asks, when you give your cat a status attack up, or in one of those status attacks, like
Yeah.
say poison, paralysis, or whatnot, and you also give them an elemental weapon in Portable Third, does that status cancel out the elemental damage?
When I think the statuses go off randomly, correct?
Yeah.
So I would assume that whenever the status goes off randomly, it will negate the elemental damage for that one specific moment, that one specific attack. I'm assuming it works the same as bows.
I have no idea.
I think that is a very reasonable thing to say. Have I tested it? No.
No, we're just spitballing it.
Yeah. I am really trying very hardly to get eaten by a Rathalos, apparently.
Why?
Look, we gotta KO this thing with greatsword slaps. Come on, Axel.
Oh yeah, we haven't mentioned this. Yeah, so the task now is to KO it with greatsword sword slaps, and of course I'm using a double sword, so I can't be doing this. And Nexella actually managed to do something else, previously on this episode, and we haven't even noticed it.
That's how good he is. He's so good.
What did you do?
I KO'd that wind barrier with the lance shield.
Okay, now we have to do like a you know, like a replay right now.
Yes.
Maybe we've seen it and we just haven't realized. It's like yeah, sure, Nexella is kicking ass, and then like, oh wow, oh my gosh, he's kicking more ass than we thought.
I need to get Noxella a PVR next. That'll be the next step
Yeah.
in this podcast. Is if we could do a quad recording cast.
Oh man, that would be awesome. It would be. We can then maybe even do like a. Whoa! Oh wow!
Okay, bro.
That wasn't so great anymore. I'm burning. My biscuits are burning.
What?
Haven't you seen Roger Rabbit?
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't remember that reference, but I mean, I'm just gonna take it at face value.
There's this great piece where one of the Looney Tunes, this guy with red hair and this hunter from Texas.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah, exactly, this one, and his butt is burning, and then he says, "My biscuits are burning."
His quad butt is burning.
Yes, his quad butt. Oh, that's a reference. You have to go and check out the late night stuff at Social Distance.
It's fun.
It's fun. You will enjoy. We have some juicy bits for you right there.
Juicy bits.
Oh yes,
You can call it that.
glowing quad juicy bits. Lateral.
I'm gonna get fireball.
Guys. So many things happened.
Christian, what
Yes.
are you? What?
I'm just checking out the local fauna. Checking out lateral arrangements of.
Oh,
Did we
various
do it
body
yet?
parts. Yes.
All right. So I don't have to torture myself anymore, correct?
No.
Oh, you did it.
Yes.
Well, that was anticlimactic. You have to announce it like proudly. Yeah, we did it!
Yeah!
Wow, nice! Good job!
There, Willis, you've been humiliated.
We're such great hunters!
He's flying away now.
You
Makes
see?
me sad.
I would fly away as well.
Do you know how many snakes have killed Rathaloses over the past 2 years? Many.
Snakes?
I'm playing a solid snake right now.
What is a salt snake?
What is it?
What?
Christian.
Who are
Metal
you?
Gear Solid, bro.
Well, you-
What is a man?
What is a man? Miserable pile
of
of
secrets. But enough to have at you. Clink. Oh man, this game is so great.
That looked like that did a lot of damage.
Good game?
The attack I did just now.
Yeah, that's the damage right there, right on the podcast. I think this entire we have to have to get back into our old ways. So that's why this is a little bit of a warm-up podcast. And also Nick is not there, and Nick is obviously responsible for quality on this show.
This is true. He's the quality. He would be the quality control person.
He's the quality minister of this podcast.
Oh, why did Jeff? You got it. No.
Oh well.
Wait a minute. Oh, I don't have any flash bombs. That's unfortunate. Well. All right.
This is just the flash bomb hunt. Is all this is. So you want to know what flash bombs look like in Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, do you? Well, you come to the right place.
Everybody wants just to know one thing: how do smoke bombs look?
Ooh, do you have some?
No. I see Nick is not here. He's responsible for the smoke bombs.
I'm just gonna guard. I'm so scared.
Where is Nick anyway? Is he also surfing like me?
Yeah, he was inspired.
I see. The surfing is really fun, I must say, but it's not as cool as Monster Hunter.
He's really surfing on the moon.
Tell us. Oh, I might
right.
die.
Oh.
Ooh, no, not really. Yeah, Christian, tell us about your monster hunting on the beach experience.
Well, I wasn't directly maybe playing on the beach, but I as many people have maybe know already, I was a week surfing in France, and I took my PSP with me, and I was actually playing Monster Hunter Freedom Unite every time in the evening. For at least I tried to always manage to do at least 3 quests, and it's a super hard game. It's so super hard, man. It's
no joke.
It's really a tough cookie, but I'm getting through it, and I had like a very epic fight up with the Monoblos, which is the first time I fought the Monoblos, I think. And how weird is it that there is a Monoblos and a Diablos?
Pretty easy to make a new monster. You know what this Monoblos needs? Another horn.
Is there a Diablos in Monster Hunter Freedom Unite?
Yeah.
Yes.
So they created both monsters at the same time.
Well, Monoblos was originally the boss monster for the very first Monster Hunter.
Okay, so when they created Monoblos, did they intended the pun with Diablos?
I think that was just a natural progression. I think that just happened.
But where does the Blos came from, if not for the Diablos pun?
You know, that is a great question. But I am fairly certain the Diablos was only in a later iteration, maybe Monster Hunter DOS.
So I think they intended it from the get-go. Oh, look, he's stumbling. No! There's the trap, you silly monster!
Ooh, wow, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Quality.
Nice. Come on. Oh, what the... Oh.
It's okay. All's well that Rathalanus is well.
Yes, the Quax Rathalanus.
The quad Rathalanus?
Yes. Lateral. Yes. So where did we stop? Yes. So I was fighting. I had an epic Monoblos fight, and I almost didn't make it. It took me really like the entire 40 minutes, or what was the maximum time? Yeah, for 50 minutes, right?
Yeah.
I almost ran out of time. Ran out of healing potions. Ran out of cool drinks. Ran out of food. I had to live by from the monsters I fought, from the minions and stuff like that. I had to grill my own steaks, and literally I defeated him in the very last second. It was very dramatic, and I was sitting there in my tent trembling.
Ooh.
In the middle of the night, and like, yeah! And everybody thought... Okay, so we are going to wrap this up. This was a very simple and not very eventful podcast, I guess, but there's just a lot to catch up with. Yeah, so how about yet one final question to leave our listeners?
Okay. Just
okay.
Appetites satiated.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from Formspring.
Okay.
Exactly how nice is Noxilla's hair?
It is so
Oh man.
smooth. Look, if it were legal to poach Noxellas
What?
and like make fur coats out of them, they'd be extinct.
Yeah.
I'm the last of my kind.
It's
I
like,
mean,
it's like cashmere wool.
Oh, softer. I mean,
But softer.
imagine you could reach up into the sky and just briefly touch God's beard. You just get those like soft, billowy hairs between your fingertips.
Yeah.
That's what it's like to run your hand through Noxella's hair.
It's like the puffy clouds you sometimes see on a warm summer
Yes.
afternoon. I think that's a great way to end this podcast. Now I'm utterly confused as to where people can reach us. They certainly can go to socialdissonance.com, where there are the wonderful shows on there, and where there are wonderful extra features. You can always check out late night for those of you who are over 18 or
Yeah.
over 21. Let's be on the safe side.
Really, it should be over 21, and you should just like have no self-respect
No.
or sense of taste. Really, just depraved, soulless humans should watch that.
And you also need a truck driving license.
Oh, at least.
At
I mean, I
least.
thought that was assumed. I mean, really, it's only truck drivers probably that watch the podcast, anyways.
Yeah. Like on radio, like communicating with us, with each other, and saying like, "Hey, man, have you seen the new Monster Hunter podcast? Over out."
You see that late night? They're talking about quad anuses. Whoa, I could use one of those.
Whoa! Did you just say?
Let's leave it. Let's leave it up.
Okay,
to
let's
history.
let's continue. Moving on.
So yeah, go to socialdistance.com. There's a link at the top called Follow Us. If you go there, all of the main things are there.
Yeah.
There's still an email address that I think somebody checks. monsterhuntercast@googlemail.com.
Yes, you can also go on Tumblr, Monster Hunter Cast at wait a minute, monsterhunterpodcast.tumblr.com, where I haven't been updating the Tumblr for a while because I've been gone, but it's up to date right now and should be continuing to be updated as well. Also, iTunes links have been also updated, so they are current and awesome.
You're so good. You're so good to the fans. They missed them, by the way. They wanted them.
Oh man, yes, definitely, yes. A lot of people
There's,
are using those.
What is it? Monhuncast at Twitter? On
Yes,
Twitter, right?
Monhuncast on Twitter. You can always tweet us and say us funny things. We are enjoying this a lot. You can all go, especially on the Facebook page, because there's where all the community is happening and doing stuff like that.
That's where, like, if it's late at night and you're feeling lonely, and like you need somebody to poke with with your Devil Joe lance.
And also, the Devil Joe is also there, actually.
Yeah, my towering, what is it called again? Tower of Anguish.
Fiendish Tower.
Fiendish Tower. If you got a fiendish tower, you got to poke into something.
Yeah.
And you need a group to do that with. Like you're one of those group fiendish towers.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. You go on that Facebook group, you poke that around, you'll get someone.
Man, social.
Probably a
I
truck
think we have to
driver.
wrap it up because I think large portions of the podcast belong in the late night section.
That's the best part about this podcast.
Yes, and I feel like we missed something very important.
There's a Tumblr page too. It's social dissonance.
You mean Formspring?
Formspring, whatever that Formspring one is.
Yes.
Yeah, social dissonance.
Yes, and I think that's pretty much it. I think we need at some point like a small box or something on socialistnuts.com where they can check out everything. Oh, I know
Maybe
what
I
we
could
forgot.
just make a graphic and put it in the podcast itself.
That may be also a good idea. You can also go on YouTube and comment on the comment sections below, because there's also some wonderful stuff going on there. People are just so nice to us.
Oh yeah, and hey, look, at this point we've probably got 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You can be part of the movement. You can be part of the new wave.
Oh man.
You get to know just when the new podcasts are out, or the other inane videos that nobody likes other than podcasts. Those come out sometimes too.
Yeah, definitely. So
Awkward silence.
awkward. I wasn't really sure where you were going with this. But.
Well, no, I mean, look, because if you subscribe and you like videos, more people see the videos.
Yeah.
And that means that more people like the podcast, and that means this can reach out and touch even more people.
Yes. So is there going to be yet another Cherry Blossom sequence after this?
There will be Cherry Blossom until I am poor and destitute and on the street.
So let's move on to this. I'm looking forward to it. The next episode is going to be out next week. So you should look forward to this. We wish you good luck, good hunt, and remember, never stop dancing. Grinding. Never stop dancing. Never stop dancing.
Okay, I'm hanging up now.
No. Shake that. Shake it. I'm shaking. Hey everyone, this is Shepard from SocialDissonance.com. Thanks again for having some patience for the release schedule of these podcasts. Whenever I do a lot of those annotated segments, it takes quite a long time to get through everything. In the end, though, I hope it's really worth it. So for those of you that have been paying attention to the news over at Tokyo Game Show, a huge number of things have come to light in the past couple of days. First of all, Monster Hunter Tri-G and Monster Hunter 4 are probably going to be going only onto the 3DS. Capcom has a history of porting and releasing the same sort of titles to other systems. However, usually it'll take at least a year between releases for it to show up somewhere else. Subsequently, there's been no news as to any sort of Monster Hunter titles being released on the Vita. I find that a little odd. I think the closest thing we have to any sort of official release on there will be a Monster Hunter Vita HD version. I don't know if it's going to be all that necessary. I mean, even though the Vita screen can handle HD, the screen size is so small, I think they may as well just stick with the Monster Hunter Portable 3rd version, which, by the way, will be supported just fine because the second analog on the Vita can apparently be mapped to anything. In any case, there's still plenty of hope for Monster Hunter in the West now. In fact, much more so than just 2 weeks ago. We have Monster Hunter Tri-G as a possibility, Monster Hunter 4 way in the future, and any sort of additional releases for the Vita are possible. And so, with that being said, let's get to this week's winner. And the winner for this week is Iceman Noob from the Unity forums. Congratulations, Iceman Noob. He says, I'm loving Monster Hunter Portable 3rd HD. It's easy enough to play, but the armor and weapon skills are a nightmare to figure out. It's great to play a Monster Hunter game on a controller rather than the PSP, and his next obstacle is just to figure out Japanese ad hoc party. Congratulations, Iceman Noob. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and support your YouTube channel, which is simply Bruni. YouTube.com/Bruni. Go to the link that I'm posting right now. He also has a number of Operation Cherry Blossom support videos. Go ahead and watch and like all of those. And so his prize for this week is actually going to be one of two choices. Well, really one of four choices. Kind of depends on what size he is. I said I'd be going to New York the past week, and I did. I went to Uniqlo. It was in Soho, Manhattan. You guys can't see that. It's not focusing. Doesn't matter. There were only 2 shirts available. I have them in both medium and large. So in the future, hopefully you're either small, medium, medium, large, or large XL, and you just want to wear something really tight. The 2 designs are, the first is Kurapeko. The front has a Kurapeko singing on it. And actually, the inner tag is really cool. It says, what is it? Monclo? I thought that was kind of cool. And on the back of the Kurapeko shirt is kind of a spread of monsters. It's really interesting. It says Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, and it says like all the monsters in the game on the back right there. very exciting. And of course, there's all sorts of Monster Hunter theme stuff on the tag. Got a Jinoga Hunter. That's just size. And his second choice is this other shirt, which is if he is a fan of felines. And judging from his videos, he is. You have an Iroh the Supporter on there. This must be a large. And it says in the front, Iroh, your supporter. Iroh can be taken to quest. Kind of like a little strange English. I forget what they call that. In any case, I think both of those shirts would be great to wear around. They're a lot of fun, and they seem super, super comfortable. Like, I haven't worn any of them. I'm not sure I'm going to wear them. I think I'm going to send all of them away, which, by the way, I have 6 to give away. So that means that there's still 5 more waiting to go. And for the 5 of you out there that haven't received them yet, let's go into the ways that you can get them. Ooh, actually, I changed my mind. So, this time around, I kind of want people to do something that requires effort. And something we've discussed on the podcast, at least a podcast that hasn't been released yet, but has been recorded, is what are ways we can get new players to play with old players. Now, I can't force you to go out in the community or online to find someone, but I do want you to find somebody in your neighborhood. And what that means is I want you to find one person, any person, it could be your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your friend, your worst enemy, and take a picture of you and that person playing Monster Hunter together. So your options are doing the arena in Monster Hunter Tri. Both of you could have PSPs, play Monster Hunter Freedom Unite together. If you're one of those lucky people that has Monster Hunter Portable 3rd HD and Monster Hunter Portable 3rd, you can do a PlayStation 3 PSP connectivity. It doesn't matter. I just want you and someone you know to be playing Monster Hunter together and go into one of the 3 places that we've been before. Although, we're going to take away Facebook. No, one of 2 places. First, you can go onto Twitter @_monster_hunter and put a tweet link to the picture that you've uploaded somewhere else before. So when they click that, they can say, oh, hey, this person's playing Monster Hunter with somebody. And just include a short message. Or second, you can go to the Capcom Unity forums, and this is going to be tough for me if you do this, because it's going to be really hard to select out all the different posts that have people and the posts that don't have people. But just post a picture of yourself on that forum of you and another person playing Monster Hunter together. I think this is a really great way to get people playing Monster Hunter together. It is a team game, and it is most fun when you play it with somebody you know. And I think this will really show Capcom, hey, even if Monster Hunter Tri-G doesn't have online multiplayer, there'll still be people to enjoy it together. Which, by the way, Capcom, put online multiplayer. We really want that. Really, really do. I have a 3DS. I've walked all the way up and down my main street a couple days now. With my street pass going, nothing. Nobody in my town has a 3DS. The closest person I know that might have it is Roy from Kotowari, and he's busy with his own podcast. So, Roy, if you're watching this, I'm probably going to import it. You should too. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to be like $300. But, hey, at least we can play it ahead of everyone else, right? Alright, so, in any case, until next time, this is Shepard, saying good luck, and have a good hunt.